Greetings, programs, and welcome back to Legends Week. So, today we're actually going to take a look at the Generations Legends class Optimus Prime. And this is another IDW design, actually. So, there was a Megatron counterpart to this one, but like I mentioned in the Warpath video, I don't have that figure. I have Warpath. So, I will be using him for scale, but you can just imagine this being... imagine Warpath being different colors. In fact, looking like this. And that's how Optimus would scale with the matching Megatron that they released to go with him. So, get up close here on Optimus himself. Pretty nice, shiny blue for the windshield there. And some of the lights. Then just a straight silver for the grille and the bumper. Very obvious robot feet on the back, but that is kind of to be expected with Optimus. Pretty clean transformation overall, though, for just being one of the little guys. He does have kind of that, windswept, extended cab hood thing going on. Little yellow lights here. All 6 wheels roll, which is nice. I've seen a lot of Optimus figures where this set of wheels in particular, they cheap out and they just mold them in and make them, a millimeter smaller so they don't actually hit the ground. But I appreciate they did actually make all of them roll. And this guy did also come with a transforming Target Master figure of Roller. And this is a pretty good little figure. I know it looks nothing like the Roller, most people think of when they hear that. Just the little drone thing. So here you have kind of a little 6-wheeled dune buggy thing with a winch in the front. It's pretty weird looking, but it is cool. Very obvious robot on the bottom. But, yeah, this tiny thing is a triple changer. And it holds Optimus's gun as well, which is double pegged. So you've got the full-size peg, which if you want, you can, stick the gun on top of Optimus's truck mode. Or use it right here, obviously, like we had it. Or, when you transform Roller, by the magic of standing him up, you can actually have Roller use the gun if you use the small peg. And it looks insane and ridiculous. And it's way too big for him, and I love it. Go ahead, bring him in here. You can see that little tiny kind of generic face. If I can get the stupid camera to focus. There we go. Camera phones don't like doing up-close stuff, no matter what setting I use. Someday I'll upgrade that. But, yeah, pretty nice little figure. And he also has a weapon mode. You'll just go ahead, fold this peg down, and then grab the kind of thrusters poking out of the back, fold them out, straighten that arm back out, get it locked in like it was in vehicle mode. And it's a blaster now. And if you want, you can use the small peg hole. Go ahead, tap the gun into it. Make it a slightly bigger blaster now. And that works. It works way more than I would expect for something like this. Clearly it's not, perfect. It is hollow right there, but for just being a big gun for your figure to use, it's pretty good. Though, I'm not going to lie, it's way too big for this guy, as you're going to see. So this is actually what I put in the trailer for my Earthrise Optimus Prime, and I use this as his Roller. And this gun is actually a really good size for that Optimus. In fact, I'll go ahead here and I'll throw up a picture of it so you can see. It works for him. So, I'm going to put Roller to the side for a bit. And actually get on with Optimus. So, this is the standard Optimus transformation you would expect. Just going to come in here, fold out the arms, rotate out the shoulders, Stop me if you've heard this one before. Then the one place where it gets a little different is you're actually going to bring this panel at the front out. It is on a double hinge. It's a little hard to get a good view of, but it is a double hinge there. Spin the top of the cab around. Come back here, or open up the chest, then come in here, pull up his head, which is shockingly tight to get up sometimes, and then just shift all of the, shift this back panel up, kind of use it to hold the head up as best as you can. The head sadly does not peg out. Then just go ahead and split the legs, and the chest doesn't really do anything other than, you know, completely peg together. But if you want that Autobot symbol showing, you are going to have to just kind of balance the shoulders out. They do stay put pretty well on their own, but, you know, keep in mind that as you pose him, you are just going to be pushing his whole chest back and forth like that. But it's whatever. And at the end of the day, you do get this pretty sweet little Optimus Prime. For being this small, this actually is, you know, it's a really good job of doing the IDW design. I think technically you are supposed to, like, fold these up a bit or something. You can just kind of position these wherever you want. I suggest leaving them down. They look ridiculous anywhere else. Just gonna go ahead and close the chest back up. It's not wanting to stay for me, unfortunately. Posability on him is decent. You can rotate the head, and you can look down and, you know, get very introspective, looking deep inside himself, you know, find the strength to be the leader or whatever. Ball joint for the shoulder. You'll see that's kind of a trend with Legends class figures. So ball joint there. If you get the shoulder pad out of the way, he can move his arm out all the way. Ball joint for the elbow. So you get rotation, you get 90 degrees, you got a little hand. He does have a little bit of waist articulation if you get this panel out of the way. So he does actually have a torso twist, which is rare for a Legends figure. Ball jointed hip. Can't quite do the splits unless you force it a little bit. I don't feel like forcing it. He can kick forward that far. He does have a ab crunch actually as well, so you can use that. You know, get him a hunch over and throw up. I do forget that he's get that. I forget he has that, even though it is just from the transformation. Can kick back all the way. Kick forward all the way. Better shot of that. Ball joint at the knee, so you get rotation there and 90 degrees. But yeah, pretty good little Optimus actually. And just for a sense of size here, we'll go ahead and bring Warpath back in so you can see, you know, what Optimus would look like if he was beside the matching Megatron that they had released for him. So, you know, they're about the same size. And, here's what I was saying about Roller's gun mode. It's almost as big as Optimus, so he can hold it pretty well, but you're not going to pose him with it, because it's just way too much, you know, it's too much weight to pose him with. You will never get him to pose with it well, unless you just hold him or use some kind of figure stand. But at the same time, it is kind of cool looking. It's ridiculously too big, but it is still cool, because it is a decent gun design. And a decent gun design looks cool in a figure's hand, no matter what. And of course, you can go ahead and just give him the gun, be a little bit more reasonable here. He holds the gun just fine, no issues. He can actually pose using the gun, which is nice. So, overall, a bit of a weird figure. a little bit fiddly, as you can see. The head likes to keep going down in, and the chest won't stay either open or closed. But still pretty cool. Definitely cool just to have, an actual official figure of an IDW design, because we didn't get very many of these, unfortunately. I do wish Hasbro would have done just like a full IDW line, just all those figures. We did get some in Generations, but not as many as I would have liked. And I haven't even read the comics. I just like the designs. And it would have been really cool to have a leader class figure of this design. But overall, fiddliness aside, it is pretty cool. So if you like Optimus Prime, I would recommend getting this one. It's a pretty cool version of him to have. And especially if you have Earthrise Prime, get it just so you've got this little roller to go ahead and throw in your trailer. Because this roller is kind of perfect for Earthrise Optimus. It's a little big for this one, I feel. I haven't seen how they compare in the comics. I don't know if Roller's even in the comics. But just here in plastic, yeah, Roller's a little big for this Optimus. But go ahead, pick them up, and then throw Roller and the gun in the back of Earthrise Optimus, and call it a day. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.